What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV. We have the Galaxy S22 Ultra. We're going to do an unboxing, first impressions. I'm going to let you know what I think about it and do a tiny bit of comparing it against the S21 Ultra. I'll do a longer video in the very near future. Now, this phone just came out. It's taking over the Note design, so you get those squared off edges. And the phone is absolutely beautiful. It is gorgeous. This is the green color, 256 gigabyte storage, 12 gigabytes of RAM, Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. Inside the box, you really get nothing. No charger, no headphones, not that I was expecting it. And then you also do get your charging cable. It's USB-C to USB-C. You get a SIM card ejector and then some pamphlets inside, and that's it. Now, I mentioned the phone is gorgeous, and it truly is. It's got this nice kind of matte finish, I guess you'd call it. The green is beautiful. I hadn't seen it in person until now, and I really, really like it. It looks better in person than it does in photos. So if you like green and you love squared phones, you're gonna love this one. I like the camera design, very elegant. It's just an elegant phone overall. There's really, holding it in your hand, it does have that, you feel the boxiness to it, and it feels pretty big, but it doesn't feel, and just because I'm holding it in the hand, I actually do like the feel of the S21 Ultra better in the hand because of the rounded edges, the rounded corners. They're just more comfortable in my eyes, especially when you're just holding these naked. But looks of these, I would give the beauty to the S22 Ultra. This is a prettier phone. Beyond that, though, the button layout is good, not too high up. I mean, it's kind of high up, but it feel like it's in a good spot. Your speakers, your S Pen at the bottom, your charging port, nothing else on that side, and then a microphone at the top. So overall design, very, very good. Waterfall drop, whatever you want to call it. Edges on here on the screen. The other cool thing about this, you get the camera on top. So the cameras are great on this phone, and we'll go more into that in just a moment. Software experience, if you're coming from any other Galaxy phone, this is going to be very, very similar to what you've had in the past. So don't expect anything terribly different on here. It's all very, very similar, and that can be a good thing and a bad thing, depending upon how you like your phones. Here's the settings menu. The same kind of settings you would expect and have used in the past are all still here. No changes to that stuff. One of the big changes is you go into advanced features. Obviously, you'll have S Pen in here, and that's new for the S line, and that's really it. And speaking of the S Pen, you get a plethora of different things. You pop it out. This menu pops up. You can write on your screen really easily. I'm going to write my little name here. Oh, I terribly butchered my name. There we go. Look at that cursive, huh? Cursive is dead, you thought? No way. I'm bringing it back. You got all these other ones as well. You can take screenshots really easily with ScreenWrite. You can do drawings and stuff with Pen Up. You got Magnify, which hovers your screen, your S Pen, I should say, over the screen and magnifies into what you're looking at. So if you wanted to hone in on something a little bit, you can with that. Very helpful. Coloring, if you want to color, you got kids or you want to color, you can do all that. So a lot of cool things in here, but most of the time I think you'd probably be doing it for screenshots and taking notes. And then it's really nice to be able to just put it to the bottom of the phone and it just snaps in and it stays there. You won't lose it, or you shouldn't lose it, hopefully. And you don't have to have a special case for it like you did with the S21 Ultra or the Z Fold 3. It just goes right in just like the old Notes. Now, this phone does come with faster charging. You can get up to 45 watt charging. You get 15 watts of wireless charging. You can charge devices on the back of this. Again, all that stuff has been in previous Galaxy phones as well. Performance on this is beautiful. No problems with just what I've used it for in the past 24 hours, which is more or less social media type stuff, which is... let me go back. I have my folders mixed around a little bit. You go into Twitter. It just runs beautifully. No hiccups. It's really, really good. Oh, where's my wrestling tweets? No wrestling tweets? So there we go. You click on somebody's tweet. You go through it. It just runs great on here. You see how fast it is loading up everything. The default browser, by the way, if you're curious, is Chrome by default in the text messaging is in Google Messages. You still have the internet browser on here, but they're not the default anymore. Neither is the Samsung Messages app. So performance, it's going to be tough to give this thing a hiccup. It's really, really powerful. Speakers are really good, really, really good. And they're loud, they're bassy, they're quite nice. I'm going to be curious to compare them against the iPhone and the S21 Ultra and the Z Fold 3 and stuff like that. But, just listening to them on their own, they're very nice. Here's one of my videos, and I'm just going to make sure it's playing in 4K. It's in 1080p, advanced 4K. And we'll just pull it in here a little bit. When you zoom in, it takes up the whole display. Let's get out of that 222 thing. The display looks great. The colors are nice. Obviously, you're getting 120 hertz refresh rate. So if you're playing games or just browsing around, it's going to look great. It gets really bright outdoors. It's a nice display. What you expect from Samsung with their displays, they hit it out again. It's a really, really beautiful. Obviously, cameras are pretty important this year on the phone. You got one on the front and 3 on the back. And I did do a little comparison versus the 100x zoom on the S21 Ultra versus S22 Ultra. And when you look at the 100x samples here, S22 Ultra definitely beat it. It's clearer, it's easier to read things. Everything came out just better, from the trees to the signs to anything on there. It's a much better thing. And obviously it probably has a lot to do with the processing they did on the photo. And when you are looking at it through the camera lens, you won't really notice it, that it's gonna look much better until it processes, but their processing is really, really good this year. Also, with that said, I took a bunch of photos and videos with the cameras on the front and the back, so let's check those out next. This video is the front camera. I'm out in the front of my house. It's dark right now. I'll walk over to the side here so you can see how much noise there is in the video, if any. And then I'll walk back into the light. Walk to the light. Stay in the light, Carolyn. So there you go. And I have it set to 4K 30 on the cameras. Here's the ultra wide angle. I'll kind of do what I just did a moment ago just so you can see. Ultra wide's gonna have the lowest light here. So it shouldn't look too amazing, but this is what it looks like. There you guys go. Now at the main camera, go back into the dark side, and then we'll flip around, go back into the light. Very rainy here in San Diego today. I actually love these kind of days. We don't get a lot of these in Southern California, so it's nice to get them. But there you guys go. At the point where we're inside my office. Very good lighting for the most part. A lot of blues in here, so I might look a little bit more blue or pink because I have that kind of color scheme going on. This is the front side of the camera, the front camera. Yeah, sitting down. I'll stand up real quick so you can see if it's bouncy in terms of being no stabilization, but there you guys go. Let me switch to the other cameras. All right, now we're on the main camera on the back there. Set at 1x I'm going to stand up, do the same thing I just did a moment ago. Sit back down. There you go with that main camera. That's what that looks like. Here's the ultra wide, which I always love the ultra wide, especially with good lighting. You get some really, really cool photos and videos that come out really nicely with this. Stand up, sit down. Again, all these videos, front and back, are recorded at 4K 30. So overall, this is a really, really nice phone. If you want a Galaxy phone, this is the phone to get, especially for candy bar style phones. For me, I still love the Z Fold 3 phone. It's going to be hard to pull that out of my hands. I don't think this phone will do that either. But overall, you know, this is a home run. Beautiful display, fairly big display at that. Great speakers, great cameras, great performance. You know, it has everything you want. So, and it's beautiful as well. So pick it up if you want it. Otherwise, if you're thinking about upgrading from the 21 Ultra to the 22 Ultra, me personally, I probably wouldn't do it if I was not doing YouTube, or maybe I would because I love technology. But, you know, a regular person, probably not so much. I mean, there is a difference, but I don't think it's big enough to warrant having to pay $500+ to do it. Again, unless you want the very best that Samsung has to offer. And that's pretty much what this phone is. It's the very best they have to offer. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you down the road.